Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm just gonna be chewing on this piece of gum. And I'm gonna be rambling. I don't know about what, but I'm gonna be rambling. Did you guys ever put this on your teeth? I did it a couple of things. You know what the thing was in 8th grade? Like 7th and 8th grade. The thing was that somehow, I don't remember exactly how, I think we wrinkled it. And unwrinkled it and try to disconnect the aluminum from the little thin paper that it comes on, like so. Well, that sucks. And we would do this with this. Onto our notebooks, and it would stick. Oh shit. Well, I'm not sure why it's not sticking. I messed it up. But that's basically what we used to do. And I forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh yes, actually, okay, so ASMR guys, I think I've said this before, but I think you can get ASMR from anything, from anywhere, I guess you can give ASMR to yourself. I can't give ASMR to myself. Other people have to give me ASMR. But, my point is, ASMR can be unlimited. Even if a video just says that it's ASMR, it can give you ASMR. Even if it's not exactly an ASMR focused video. So today, which brings me to another thing. I'm having like side conversations in my head. Anyways, today a lady called me and she was doing like a survey. And I was just answering questions, and oh, I actually got ASMR from that call. It was weird. Well, not so weird. I've had it. an ASMR from phone calls, but specific phone calls where I actually talk and am like, can you just talk until I fall asleep? I've prompted it. But today I was talking to the lady. She was talking and asking me questions, and I sensed that she might have been an older lady, and you could kind of hear the computer clicking, the computer keyboard clicking, that. And I was just on the phone call, listening, answering questions, and then I was like, this actually feels kind of nice. And I don't know if I was trying to get ASMR from this lady, but I kind of induced it as well, because I was like, oh, she's old, she's talking to me, she's giving me attention, which are the exact things that can create ASMR experiences. So then I went along, and then she was like, if you would, this is optional, but you can do another demographic survey just to see, I guess, do research on the demographics and see where help is needed or whatever. And she was asking me questions, and it was just so comforting, and it felt nice. It felt like she was caring for me in a weird way, because she was just asking me questions. But when I would answer some questions like, on those type of questions where it's like, not at all, very much, very little, like it gives you a Likert type scale kind of question, I guess. No, because I think a Likert scale is like a number scale, but something like that. She was asking me questions, and when I would say not so great, or sometimes, or like on kind of more of the, I don't know how to explain things, and I also don't want to give too much information, but I guess, like, how has your physical health been in the past month? And say, for example, I said not so great to that question, she would have been like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Or when I would say, oh, I haven't had any situations like that, or I haven't had any trouble sleeping at night, answers like those, then she would answer like, oh, I'm happy to hear that. And just, it seemed like she was kind of getting used to the technology, I guess you could say. Because she was just saying, oh, my computer is running really slow, it's really ancient. And yeah. And I don't know, I guess that was like another factor that was giving me ASMR. And after that, I was like, oh, I feel so relaxed. And I was like, I wish this conversation could keep going. And the reason why I agreed to answer a second part survey is because of the same reason that she was relaxing me. And I really wanted it to last longer. So I asked more questions, and she gave me more information, and then I was like, I'd like a call like this every now and then. I wouldn't mind repeating the survey. heard of those psychological, psychology, cyclops. Those psychology tests that apparently give you insight to personalities. I mean, we learned a little bit about those. What is it? I think it's called the projective test. Where basically things that you draw or things that you respond to or react to are kind of hints to what your personality is like, or what like you think on a deeper level. Maybe you say maybe it gives you insight to things that you think about that you're not willing to say, or things that you're worried about that aren't coming out from you, that you're not saying out loud but are thinking about. I guess you can like project it onto a paper, which I think is actually I think it's pretty valid in some ways. And I think it can help like kids. Adults too, but I think it can help a lot of kids that because they don't have a large vocabulary. Because they don't have a large or varied, they don't have much variety in their language and vocabulary. Maybe you can ask them to draw how they feel, and they'll probably draw something that you weren't aware of. Or they can communicate that way because they can see things. They can't process the information like we do, but they can draw what they see or what they feel like. Maybe they got bullied at school but aren't willing to say or don't know how to say, oh, I was bullied at school. So they just start drawing. They might reflect some of the things that happened at school. And I know there's like a block drawing a square personality test. There's like drawing an island type personality thing. Okay, so in college, we took this test. Our teacher told us, okay, there's only going to be a certain amount of information I'm going to give you, but you guys are going to have to process this information however you guys feel like, which brings me to another point also, but that'll have to wait. Anyways, so she's told us, don't look at how your partner is drawing or doing their activity. Just focus on your paper, how you process the information, and how you want to react, or how you want to do this activity. So she told us, okay, first of all, draw an island. So on my paper, I drew an island, and then she told us, okay, on that island, draw the water. So then I go and I draw the water. Then she says, okay, draw a house on the island. And I think I drew my house like towards the edge of the island. So it was like a little blob. And the island was like more towards my right. And it was right next to the ocean. And then she said, and on that house, draw a tree. On that island, draw a tree. Or trees. And so I think I drew one tree. Or maybe a couple, I don't remember. But I drew it. I don't remember how far close to the house. And then she said, okay, now draw a fire. And so I drew a fire, and I don't remember in what position the fire was, but I do know that it was, I don't know if I drew it near the house or far from the house. I'm not exactly sure. So then after we went through all of the prompts that she had us draw, she said, okay, now then she said, okay, how many of you guys numbered and drew the item next to the number? And people raised their hands. And I was like, what the heck is she talking about? What do you mean numbering, like drawing the drawings in a list and numbering them? I was like, why would they do that? And then some people raised their hands, and then I was like, that's weird, actually. If people think they have to draw them in the list like that. And it's crazy. And then she was like, and how many of you actually drew an island with, like an actual island? And we raised our hands. And then I was like, that's crazy how some of us process information like that versus how us other people process information. And then she was explaining the purpose of the activity, and she said everything is pretty subjective, so it may have some truth in it, it might not. It depends on the person to say whether it's true or whether it's not true. I don't know, maybe it is potentially true. For example, some of the things, I can't remember every little detail of the test, but I think we even had to draw a sun and how big the sun was or how little the sun was, had some kind of meaning. So when she said so how many of you guys drew the fire far from the house? And a lot of people raised their hands. And then she said, and how many of you drew the fire near the house? And then people raised their hands. And I guess how many people drew the fire in the house? And then some people raised their hands. And then she said, okay, so this may be true, it might not be true. Depends how you process information, your perspective, what you think about the factors, everything. So the way you see things. So the fire might indicate survival. It might indicate danger. And she said, those of you who drew the fire in the house or on the house, do you think that's pretty, I can't remember what she said. She said it might be pretty alarming to have a house on fire, but it just depends on perspective. So whoever drew the fire, maybe, say for example me, if I drew the house and I drew the fire on the house, maybe I might feel troubled in my life, and maybe that's why I drew the fire on the house. And I just spit on this paper. Maybe I feel in danger or worried or stressed out in my personal life. Maybe that's why I drew the fire on the house. Or it could mean the opposite. Maybe you need the fire in the house to survive. Or maybe the fire was far away because you feel like you aren't able, you feel like you're not surviving. You feel like you're too far from your goals or too far from having the life you want. Everything is judgmental, subjective. So there's no objective way to look at it. And I forgot I said I was going to make these videos short.